This is the best way to get rich with crypto. And I've tried it myself, and I'll show you all the results. I'll show you all the numbers. What I've got for you is a strategy that, as long as crypto does not go to absolute zero, is set to work. And it's something most people can get started with right now without knowing too much about all this crypto stuff. And what I'm talking about is not buying crypto once in a lump sum, putting all your money into just one coin, one time, but to continuously buy. Here comes the kicker. Every single day. I'm going to show you guys what would have happened if you bought crypto, just a basket of a couple of different cryptos every single day. And I'll also show you exactly how I calculated everything and how you could calculate it for yourself. Anyway, I got to introduce exactly why I think this is a good idea before I talk slightly about the results and why I did it. The main reason is crypto is a very volatile asset. It moves all over the place. And I know from helping hundreds of people buy their first crypto that the hardest part for people is getting in the first time because they think it might not be the right time. But the second hardest thing, trust me when I say this, is for people to commit when prices are lower and inherently get less risky. If you do not know why assets get less risky as prices come down, I invite you to press that little subscribe button because you can definitely learn a thing or two about the videos that are coming up next. But to get back to it, I personally think the strategy I'm about to show you can be done for any amount of dollars every day. The most important part is to just commit. And it could be once a week, it could be once an hour, it could be once a month. I personally just think that if you find a way to do it once a day, once every other day, something like that, either through automated setups, which will cost you more in fees, or just take a minute out of your day to do it every single day, it might be your most profitable decision, and the data will show it. More importantly, the way I personally see it is a lot of people around me, we go for a coffee every now and then. We go and have a little drink. Let's say the cost of that coffee is about $5 a day. That's pretty high to some people. It's nothing to some people. This tutorial and this video is for people of all sorts. So I can't name a number here that would work for everybody. Some people can't spare $1 a day. Some people could easily spare $50 or even $2,000 a day. Everybody's different. So to keep it simple, we're talking about $5 a day that we're investing in crypto, with the main reason that we do not have to think about when exactly do we buy, because we're buying every single day. And in that sense, my personal thoughts is that it's also best to always buy at one level throughout the day. Otherwise, you might spend too much time watching for a low point. And at the end of the day, it's not going to matter too much. So let me just show you guys the results from buying a little bit of crypto every single day. And if you've not done it yet, make sure you press that like button because these videos take a lot of effort. And I gain nothing from them. I only want to help people out. Now, to make it fair, I'll show you a couple of different baskets, but I'll start by picking a couple different cryptocurrencies, and I'll basically show you how much $5 would be right now using all the closing prices. So not the lowest price of every day, but just the exact price that it closed the day off at. And I'm thinking we'll start out with 1 year. If the results are crazy, I'll show you 2 years, but I think it's most important to just do one. So let's get started with that. So what we've now done is basically track all the prices from a basket of a few cryptos: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Avalanche AVAX. And we've tracked them back for an entire year, written down all the prices that these cryptos were trading at, and there are a couple of options to calculate the results. For example, only investing in one crypto, only investing in 2 of them, but I think it's nice to just invest in a basket of cryptos, so 5 of them, $1 into each every single day, and see what the results would have been. And just before I move on, if you're wondering which exchange I am personally using for all this, I always use Bybit. It's my favorite crypto exchange. You can't use it if you're in the US, because for some reason, the US just sucks for crypto. But if you're like in a lot of other places, this is the exchange I personally use. But I will leave a couple other exchanges down below that can still get you massive sign-up bonuses, which I always recommend to get. And almost always using a link, like the one I provided down below, will give you bigger bonuses than if you didn't use the link or any code. So check the link down below to get yourself the best sign-up bonus or reward that you can get. And I'm not the best at Excel or Google Docs and making it pretty, but I can make it effective. Maybe not efficient, but I think it's all about the conclusion. What we're doing now is calculating just exactly how much $1 would have bought us in these coins. Might have to add a few decimals actually. And I personally think because we're choosing Bitcoin and Ethereum, there might be a lot of round off errors, as $1 is not really that much for some assets that are this big, but I still think it's fun to calculate. And so we'll basically just calculate how much $1 into Bitcoin, for example, could have bought us on the 13th of January, 2023. We'll look at that number, add it up with the number of the day afterwards, and so on for an entire year to conclude exactly how much Bitcoin we'd have at the end of this period. So basically today, we do the same thing for Ethereum, the same for Solana, same for XRP, same for AVAX. And then we basically multiply this by the current price of Bitcoin, the current price of Ethereum, the current price of Solana, the current price of XRP, the current price of AVAX to know exactly how much it'd be worth today. Now that I'm making all this, I don't know who finds this useful, but hopefully somebody does. So what I've done now is calculate all the average prices on the left here. So that is on the left. And on the right, we've got exactly how many coins of each we'd have at the end of the year. And so now it's just a simple game of getting the current prices in and calculating exactly how much all of this would be worth, and then comparing it to exactly how much we would have had if we just bought nothing, basically, just kept our $5 each and every day. And then we'd know whether or not buying crypto every single day would have been a good decision, or if it was ridiculously stupid and just a waste of money. Now, before you see the result, let me know down below if you think this is a good or a bad idea. You should really write that down before you actually see the result to see if what you thought was correct. Yeah, I'm pretty interested in that. And before I show you the results, not sure if I already showed it to you, here are the average price or the current prices. So $42.8 thousand per Bitcoin, $2,500 per Ethereum, $92 per Solana, 57 cents per XRP, and $36 per AVAX. These prices have changed a lot over the past couple of days. As you can see from this little sheet, if I did this 2 days ago, your profit on XRP would have been up by roughly 5%. Vice versa for Ethereum, it would have been up significantly. And for Bitcoin, it would have been up more than 10%. AVAX as well, I think more than 10% if I did it about a week ago. So know that this, following the last couple of weeks, is a pretty low estimate. As you can see right here, I think just 2 weeks ago, AVAX was at almost $50, or right now it's only at about $35. Meaning that looking at the number right here, the average price of $17, theoretically speaking today, you'd have doubled your money, but just about, I'd say a week or two ago, you would have basically tripled your money. So it's a significant difference for just a couple of days. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Anyway, to not waste anybody's time, the amount of Bitcoin we ended off with is 0.01, Ethereum 0.2, Solana 14.7, XRP 727, and AVAX about 24.8. We invested $365 into each and every one of these, and we ended up with these results. $540 for Bitcoin, about $514 for Ethereum, $1,360 for Solana, $416 for XRP, and about $900 for AVAX, which would mean we made about $181 worth of profit on Bitcoin over this year, $149 worth of profit on Ethereum, $993 worth of profit on Solana, $51 profit on XRP, and $530 profit on AVAX. And so for the grand reveal, in total, over this year, we invested $1,825. The total right now would be $3,731, and the total profit would be roughly $1,906 on top of what we invested. So right now, as we speak, if you invested $5 in crypto for the per day for the last year, you'd have roughly $4,000 to your name. And that's the interesting thing. To some, $5 is such an easy little splash, a coffee here, a coffee there. As I said, not to everybody, but hey, I hope that a lot of people right here can afford to invest $5. You're in a pretty fortunate situation if you can. And so from that perspective, if you're not, what a waste. Because if you did that about a year from ago, right now you'd have roughly $4,000 invested, which is pretty juicy. Again, if I did this about a week ago, I think you'd have roughly $5,000, but now let's spice things up a bit, because I can actually change the numbers here a bit as well. What if we didn't do $5 a day, but $10 a day, for example? Let's just see how this entire thing would change if we decided to put $10 into crypto every single day for a year, which would obviously be as simple as just multiplying our profit number by 2. But still, for reference, $10 a day would mean right now we'd have roughly $7,462 to our name right now, with a profit of roughly $4,000 this year. And again, we can make it even more fun, more juiced up. by changing the percentages. For example, what if we only were to go 10% into Bitcoin, 10% into 10% into Ethereum, 30% into Solana, add a little check feature on the side to make sure we don't go too crazy with the percentages, but still 20% in XRP and 30% into AVAX. So again, with a $10 budget every single day, or roughly $300 a month, we'd end up with, let's take a look, right now, $8,655 after 1 year. Again, still with the same $3,650 invested. Right now, a profit of $5,000 though, which means about 137% profit on our money. And I think this is pretty fun to play around with here. Obviously, I could have also done it for a few years instead of just one, but I think this is a good start. We could have added multiple cryptos here to see how it all would have performed. But I think it's just a good little indication to people just how profitable investing over time could have been. Because a little fun fact, and I say this in most of my videos, it's not about the price you get on one day. It's the price you get over time by continuously investing and continuously making sure your average price, in my opinion, is as low as possible. For AVAX here, for example, you started off with $17 at the start of the year. It went to 21, and you can see as you scroll through that it went to 9, right now it's back to 13, back to 8, and then as time progressed, right now at 35. If you bought only once, you might have gotten lucky and got an average price of 8, which would have been half the price of our average price right now. But if you got unlucky, you got yourself an average price of 21, even higher than the one we had right now. Or you had yourself an average price of, as you can see here, 48, and you'd be in a bad situation right now. And for Ethereum, for example, just a few weeks ago, it was still trading at our average price, even though we've been buying for an entire year. And that's the luck of the game. You never know for sure if you're buying at the right time or a wrong time. All we know is that if we keep buying consistently, very often it'll be worth it. Let's take a look at the XRP price, for example, this column. It's been like unprofitable for so long here, but because we kept on buying, we still made a very juicy amount of profit. And just for fun, this is not really realistic because of fees, but if I were to invest $1 a day, just $1 every single day, $30 a month, in about a year, so if we started a year ago, we would have profited $381 if we invested $73 in each and every one of these. You can see the profit on every one of these coins. We would have had $365 totally invested, and our total profit would be $381, totaling now $750-ish. So it's still, even then, would have very much been worth it. Anyway, that was my video on what would have happened if you invest in crypto every single day for a year. Obviously, the results will change drastically if you bought different cryptos or you skipped some days, but it's just to give you guys an idea. If you want the sheet, let me know. I might upload it somewhere. And if you want me to do this with more cryptos or over a 2-year time span or just a 6-month time span, let me know, and I'll get you guys with another update or another cool video. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you guys are subscribed. Hopefully you press the like button because this took a lot of effort. It took like hours of my time. See you guys in another crypto video soon.